This is Stay Smart, Stay Ahead Property Podcast, where we cut through the noise and focus on what actually matters in property and investment.
Welcome to the very first episode of Stay Smart, Stay Ahead Property Talk. I'm your host, Gianni Salvatore. We're here to cut through the noise of the Australian real estate market and give you the strategies that actually move the needle. Today, we're looking at the landscape in Victoria and diving into a strategy that's gaining massive traction for cash flow. Joining me in the studio is Kelly from Jewel Key, Victoria. Kelly, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
It's going to be great. I'm excited to hear what you've got to say, but let's jump straight right into it with the big picture. We're seeing a lot of headlines about Perth and Brisbane, Sydney booming, absolutely booming, while Melbourne's taken a different pace. We'll call it a steady pace. How are you reading the Victorian market right now, and what are you personally seeing from your clients?
Yeah, well, look, I've had a lot of interest from clients who live interstate because what I'm finding is people that live in these areas with, let's say, explosive growth, they actually understand that properties are overvalued and they're seeing direct value in Melbourne because we're at a lower entry price and with a higher yield.
Explosive growth. I like it. Yeah. So they're seeing their neighbours or across the road go from, say, 600, 700,000 for a house overnight to 800,000, 900,000. And they're not satisfied now buying in their own state because they know it's too expensive.
That's what I'm saying. And essentially that's what's happening.
And so you're saying we're the cheap state?
We're the best for value.
Best for value, the affordable state.
The affordable state.
I like it. I like it. So we're the affordable state, yet we're flowing at a steady pace. Is that a bad thing for investors? Should they be worried?
Not at all. Look, I'm saying that it's definitely a window for opportunity. While everybody seems to be chasing these hot, interstate markets, all that sort of stuff, Victoria is offering better entry points for higher quality builds. And not to mention, like, rental demand in Victoria remains incredibly tight. It's about stability, and Victoria's been stable for a long time.
And I think you said the right thing there, the rental demand. Victoria is tipped to be the biggest population, or Melbourne, in that matter, is tipped to be the biggest population through migration within the next 10 years. So entry-level point right now is good and high rental demand is already there, which is the key. Now, in the market, the media, a lot of noise about the RBA, interest rates. Are they going to go up? Are they going to go down? A lot of talk. Do the interest rates actually mean as much as the media makes it out them to be?
Honestly, they matter for serviceability, but it shouldn't stop your strategy. People seem to wait for the rates to drop, but by the time they do, prices have already jumped back up because everybody rushes back in. I think if you can make the numbers work, at the current rates, you should be buying.
I like that. Serviceability is the key. So if you can buy, if you've got the borrowing power at today's rates and you're an investor, what your strategy is, you should then buy.
Absolutely.
And I do know a few customers that, it's a journey buying. They inquired 3 years ago. And 3 years ago, they had the buying power, but they wanted to wait. Like you mentioned, they want to see where the rates are going. No point waiting because, like you said, once the rates come down, the market goes up.
Absolutely. And, it's a really good time to buy now. And because we've just found out that, this time last year, the cash rate was sitting at 4.1%. And today it's at 4.1%.
It's at 4.1%.
It's the same.
12 months down the track.
12 months.
I wouldn't have, I should know, but I didn't know. All I hear is the media saying rates are going up, rates are going up. I thought it would have been double.
No, honestly, exactly the same. And that's the conversation I'm having with my buyers and encouraging them that, now is the time to buy.
It's a good thing to know. Rates, same time last year, exact same rates. Now, what about the global climate? I don't really love to bring it up, this war, but does the war trickle down to building cost increases here in Melbourne or here in Australia?
Look, I think it's okay for you to mention that. It's a topic that everybody's talking about. It's on everyone's front of mind. It's everywhere at the moment. But with regards to the build costs, the top 4 builders in Australia, Victoria, they're actually only increasing their costs between 2 to 3K. And the reality is, Australia needs more homes. Victoria needs more homes. We all need more homes.
We do. We do indeed. I mean, the government's target is 240,000 new homes to be built per year. 240,000. We're in year 2 of this target and we've already fallen short to 77,500. It's a big problem. So when you say to us the rental demand is high, of course it's high. We need housing. We need to build homes. The migration is coming in. People need somewhere to live. And that brings us to why you're here today. When we talk about making the numbers work, despite interest rates, your specialty is dual key Victoria. For those who haven't heard the term, Kelly, what is dual key?
Oh, I love this question. So dual key Victoria is 2 properties under the same roofline with the ability of earning double income.
Double income. So it's a strategy focused purely for investors.
For investors, for first-time buyers, essentially first-time buyers can live in the front house, rent out the back, help with their mortgage, multi-generational families as well, bring your in-laws, parents, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's a great investment.
It sounds interesting. So basically, instead of buying a standard 4-bedroom home, you build a dual key Victoria and you generate 2 incomes. So essentially, it outperforms the standard residential market. Instead of buying a 4-bedroom home, you're building a dual key and you have 1 property, yet 2 incomes.
Absolutely. So typically, you have a 3-bedroom home at the front, a 1 or 2 unit at the back, both completely independent, secure access. And we've actually had rental returns up to 8%.
8%.
8%.
Wow, that's much better. The average in Melbourne, Victoria sits at around 5% for a standard, if you're lucky.
Absolutely.
So an incredible product, a diverse product that can outperform the standard residential market by providing 2 incomes from the 1 property. I like it.
Yeah, honestly, that's exactly right. I think my biggest focus at the moment, when working with dual key and selling dual key, is I just want to help my buyers achieve their property goals.
Kelly, thanks for the insight. I have no doubt with dual key Victoria, you will help your clients reach their property goals. And I'm interested to learn a little bit more about dual key. If you're tired of the standard investment returns, visit dualkeyvictoria.com.au. It's how you stay smart and stay ahead. We'll expand on dual key later on in our series.
Thanks for having me. It's been great.
That's it for episode 1. We'll see you next week.